Missed the Elon Musk Don Lemon interview and want a supercut? Well, you've come to the right place. Since I'm all in on Tesla stock, that's where I'd like to focus, so anything pertinent to Tesla will definitely be here. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and pertaining to Tesla. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Welcome to the Don Lemon Show, everyone. We're still here. In a minute, I'm going to bring you my conversation with Elon Musk, the one that everyone is talking about. Thank you for inviting us here.
You're welcome.
Your Tesla headquarters. I'm surprised at how big it is. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's about 3 times the size of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And we built it in 16 months. It's the fastest construction project in the United States since World War II.
There are no conditions on this interview. You said that, we'll speak to you for an hour. I don't like sound bites, so I welcome that. So let's get into it. So you've been posting up a storm, as you always do in the past couple weeks, about the redesign of the Tesla Roadster coming at the end of this year. Are there any kind of updates that you can talk about to expect from your flagship EV? I mean, Tesla stock is down in the last 6 months. What's next for the company?
You know, the stocks go up and down, but what really matters is, are we making and delivering great products? The Tesla products are outstanding. Last year, the Tesla Model Y was the best-selling car of any kind in the world. So it was about 1.2 million units. It was the best-selling car despite being, I think, around 50% more expensive than the next best-selling vehicle of any kind, not just electric. So I think that's a testament to the incredible work of the Tesla team.
You're damn right it is.
We launched the Cybertruck. Obviously, that's being very well received. We have, I think, over 1 million orders for the Cybertruck. It's a really special product. That is, I think the Cybertruck is one of those products that comes along really once in several years, maybe once a decade. A Cybertruck is a once-a-decade product. It is so special, and I think it's our best product.
But everyone improves over time. I mean, Apple, I thought my phone was here, but Apple, the phone got better over time. I'm sure your cars will get better over time. You have been tweeting about the updates in the Roadsters. There's something that we should expect?
Sure. You did mention the Roadster. So, look, I don't want to give away, much more than what I've said publicly, except that the Roadster will be a collaboration between SpaceX and Tesla. So, you can expect some rockety stuff there.
A flying car?
Maybe. It's not out of the question.
Maybe not a flying car in the eyes of what Don Lemon is thinking, but I'm pretty sure this thing could take off. Joby and all these other individuals, you probably don't have to worry about Tesla entering your flying car space. At least not yet.
Go on.
No, I gotta reserve the cool stuff for the, when we actually unveil it. But it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna have some rocket technology in it. I think the only way to do something that's cooler than the Cybertruck is to combine SpaceX and Tesla technology to create something that's not even really a car.
Then what would it be?
Something that's never existed before.
I'm getting Jetsons vibes.
Totally Jetsons vibes. The audience may not be aware, like, some things that I have said publicly is that it'll do 0 to 60 in under 1 second. So that's by far faster than any, sports car that exists. And that's not even the most exciting thing about it.
Does it have wings?
No, it does not have big wings, because big wings would be unwieldy on the road.
Does it have propellers?
It does not have propellers.
Okay. It has wheels.
Does have wheels. Okay. Roadster 20 questions.
Does it have a steering wheel?
Not exactly.
What is it?
It'll have a drive-by-wire yoke, essentially, kind of like the way aircraft or modern jets are controlled.
And do you think it's the way of the future that everyone will follow your lead on this?
I don't think anyone will ever make anything like the Roadster that we're going to make.
Let's talk now about SpaceX, Tesla. You got a lot of lawsuits. You've got X.com. You got a lot going on. How do you relax?
Well, I relax. I spend time with my kids, my friends, and I, being somewhat of a nerd technologist, I like playing video games. So I'll play video games with friends online.
Which one?
And lately I've been playing Diablo, but I've played almost all the games over the years. A long time ago, I was like semi-pro good at Quake. This is really dating me because we're talking about like 25 years ago.
I don't know video games. I just know that my great nephew loves Fortnite and some other stuff. He's always with the headphones and doing the thing.
Me, big fan of Predecessor, formerly known as Paragon, recreated by Omega Studios, in open beta on the PS5 right now.
Listen, I'm not asking you anything that anyone else hasn't asked you about your controversial stuff that you tweet. You post a lot of controversial stuff. Is that considered blowing off steam?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is to some degree, not always. I mean, obviously I use it for, to post jokes, to post, sometimes trivia, sometimes things that are of great importance.
So you do a lot of it at night, like late at night. So when you're doing this, are you sober when you do it?
Almost always,
Are you
yes.
under the influence of anything?
No, I don't drink. I don't really, no.
So you got no drink, no smoke, no nothing? I mean, you smoke pot with Rogan.
I had one puff.
Yeah.
I think anyone who smokes pot can tell I don't know how to smoke pot.
But you've admitted that you have a ketamine prescription.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Well, I mean, it's pretty private to ask somebody about a medical prescription, But I think it's something I'd say, like, there are times when I have sort of, I don't know, like a negative chemical state in my brain, like depression, I guess, is or like depression that's not linked to any negative news, and then ketamine is helpful for getting one out of a negative frame of mind.
Well, listen,
So in fact, I generally, obviously I'm not a doctor, but I would say if someone has depression issues, they should consider talking to their doctor about ketamine instead of SSRIs.
listen, I think that ketamine and drug therapy is increasingly becoming more in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Do you think you're doing it under a doctor's care, right?
Yeah. Literally a prescription from a real doctor, not like,
Yeah. But do you feel like you ever abuse it?
I don't think so. If you use too much ketamine, you can't really get work done. So I have a lot of work. So I'm typically putting in 16-hour days. That's normal for me. And it's rare for me to even take off a weekend day. So I don't really have a situation where I can be not mentally acute for an extended period of time. Like I can't really get wasted because I can't get my work done.
So how often do you take it?
Well, it'd be like a small amount once every other week or something like that.
But there's not on the bottle where it says take this dose this many times a week or whatever. If it's under a doctor's.
It's as needed. Just like Elon said with SSRIs, I'm pretty familiar with those as well. When you're taking 4 pills every day, it seems like you're trying to hit an ant with a sledgehammer. Not every day are you going to be experiencing massive amounts of depression. But what you will experience is a lot of side effects from these pills. Now, I've never taken ketamine, but I imagine it's quite like psilocybin. You take it as needed, especially with something as powerful as this particular substance. Now, me, I could fall in a K-hole and nobody would give a damn. I could go visit an alternate dimension for 8 to 12 hours with psilocybin, come out a kinder, gentler person. But during that time frame, I'm not managing companies worth billions of dollars. I can see why it might be of some great importance, but Elon Musk has built companies from nothing and made them special. This is a grown-ass man doing grown-ass man activities benefiting the entire world. Until he gives me reason not to believe he can handle this, I'm gonna have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think it's like I said. I think what I find ketamine is if you're like literally like a chemical state in your brain that you can't just think yourself out of, then ketamine is helpful for getting you out of a depressive mind state.
You suffer from depression or you have a depressive mind state? And I asked you as someone who has suffered from depression.
I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that I have like a case of like extended depression. It's just once in a while I get into a negative sort of chemical mind state. Once in a while, it's not a common thing, but once in a while this happens.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think it's just genetic, basically.
You think it's just genetic history?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, some people are just wired to be happy all the time. Some are unfortunately wired to be sad a lot of the time. And in my case, I'm generally pretty positive and optimistic. But once in a while, I don't know what happens. There's some, like I said, I think it's just chemical tides in your brain. Once in a while, it's like a brain storm.
Now, normally I'd say most people should be able to ride out this situation. But like the said, he's working 16-hour days, working to benefit humanity in a multitude of ways. Neuralink, SpaceX, Tesla. I mean, he's trying to make humanity multi-planetary. The gravitas of what Elon's working with, how much money is involved, the impact it'll have on millions, if not billions of people. That shit get heavy. I personally am not concerned with Elon's mental state no more than I am with my own mental health. It is a serious matter. But like I said, until my does something that is, I don't know, super weird, detrimental to the business that I keep all of my extra money in, I'm gonna give the motherfucker the benefit of the doubt.
Do you ever worry that this may get in the way of your government contracts and clearances, and also and Wall Street as well?
Well, from a standpoint of Wall Street, what matters is execution. You know, are you building value for investors? Tesla is worth about as much as the rest of the car industry combined, from nothing. So that's pretty good. As I mentioned, we had the best-selling car on Earth last year. So from an investor standpoint, if there is something I'm taking, I should keep taking it.
Ding, 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 ding! Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Mother right. Just let Elon be Elon. I mean, I wish I'd have been invested in the company a decade ago. The value he's given to investors is only matched by a few other companies. But something tells me Elon's not done. And I'm betting my bottom dollar that Tesla will trump everything else.
The reason I mentioned the ketamine prescription on the X platform was because I thought maybe this is something that could help other people.
I want to ask you about, there's a federal government EEOC. They are also currently involved in a lawsuit against Tesla that alleges that there's a history of widespread racial harassment against black Tesla employees, as well as a pattern of retaliation for speaking out. What do you say to that?
I don't believe that is true. I think we've got a very good, like if you walk around the Tesla Fremont plant, I think it's a very good atmosphere. In fact, I practically lived there for 3 years, trying to make the production work.
Were you aware, if you lived there, were you aware of such behavior?
I never saw it.
So you're saying that this is not true, it's not happening?
Come on, Don. It's happening. It's just not rampant. And it's not just happening at Tesla. It happens everywhere. Don't tell me you're implying that Elon Musk witnesses it and then looks the other way? Come on, man.
Over 20,000 people in one building. Well, is everyone going to behave perfectly? No. Did I see any situations that I thought were improper? I did not.
Okay. Listen, honestly, I'm not meaning to offend you. You're an intense person. Where does that intensity come from?
I was born that way. And I had a tough childhood.
You did?
So, yeah.
How so?
Right, Walter Isaacson goes into it in the book, and we only have a couple minutes left, so
All right.
too long to describe. So there are one or two questions I can do, and then we'll have to call it.
Right. Okay. Again, I don't mean to upset you. Why are you just...
No, I have a whole room full of people waiting to meet with me.
Okay.
So we're just going over time.
Okay. All right. I understand that. So when you talk about, you said you were born that way. Is that, did you think that the way that you see the world has to do with your relationship with anyone, perhaps your father or someone in your family?
I think we're all affected by the people we grew up with. My aspiration is to do whatever it takes to extend consciousness into the future. That's my goal. To make life multiplanetary as part of extending consciousness into the future.
Have the past few years, and considering everything that's gone on, has it been difficult for you and your family life?
It's been okay.
So then, how do you see your legacy, Elon? How do you see how people see you in the...
First of all, I say that if I died knowing that I did what was right, or did my best to do what was right, and even if in the history books they said I did wrong, I would still feel okay about that. I care about the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. I think we should view civilization as tenuous, as fragile. If you do study history broadly, you'll see that there's a rise and fall to civilizations. They don't always go up. So we should do everything we possibly can to preserve and extend civilization as we know it.
Yeah.
And improve it. To become more enlightened over time. And we therefore want to address civilizational risks. We want to make sure that we don't have, for example, demographic collapse, which is the case in a lot of countries, just very low growth rate. We want to obviously avoid World War III, anything that is a civilizational risk. That's what I care about, civilizational risks. How do we extend consciousness into the future such that we are able to better understand the nature of reality?
Yeah.
That's what I care about. That's my motivation.
I know you have to go. If you'll just give me, I'll do a rapid fire thing here. Is there anything that you would change about anything that you've done in your life, in the past or recently?
I've made many mistakes over the years. If I had a time machine, I'd go back and fix them, but I don't have a time machine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that's it. And as Elon would say, you be the judge.
Now, if you want to catch the entire interview, it'll be linked below. It's no secret that Elon's becoming more and more political. X has had an impact on Tesla stock. I don't necessarily agree with everything that Elon Musk says, nor do I agree with everything that Don Lemon is saying in this interview. But I do get where both individuals are coming from. One thing that remains constant is not only Elon Musk's fire and desire to improve humanity, whether it be through SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink. To me, that's undeniable. All of the race, gender, politics stuff, you miss me with that shit. That goes for Elon Musk and Don Lemon alike. To me, they're kind of arguing semantics, and that's not why I invested in Tesla in the first place. Regardless of how I feel about Elon Musk's politics, his products are outstanding. The company is a well-oiled money-making machine, and I personally will be taking advantage of that opportunity. That's all I got for you today. Be easy. Peace.